Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen who are here and everyone who is listening or watching. This is our April 29th meeting of the Middletown City School Board, and we welcome you all here. And we'd like Mr. Bertram to please call the roll.
Mrs. Snow?
Here.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mrs. Mulligan?
Here.
Mrs. Scheibert?
Here.
And Dr. Urso is excused this evening.
Now, if you will stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We want to first approve the agenda.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda for tonight?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Can you call the roll?
Certainly will. Mrs. Snow?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mrs. Scheibert?
Yes. Okay, and I don't believe we have any public participation per se,
We do not.
questions or not. So we will go on to our favorite thing, the Passport to Tomorrow presentation. And Mrs. Jen Hayes and Miss Amanda New are here to lead us through this presentation. We're happy to have you tonight, ladies.
As they're walking up, definitely want to give a shout out to Miss Hayes and Miss New for all they've done this year. And just the spotlight this evening that they're able to share with us everything that has taken place this year. Not everything, it's just really a snapshot of what's been going on in 6th through 8. So ladies, take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for the kind words and good evening. I knew that they would do a better job presenting than I would as an adult, so I thought you'd appreciate that, so we brought them. I do want to thank you for the time that you take away from your family to make important decisions here. Thank you for being here this evening and for also making important decisions regarding Passport to Tomorrow. My name is Jen Hayes. I know most of you, but I am the K-12 Programs Coordinator for the district. And this is Amanda New. She is our 6-8 teacher leader. She has been very instrumental in this process, as you will see it unfold this evening. Last year, I was responsible for overseeing the implementation of our elementary career tech program, which was Passport to Tomorrow, the classroom, and that was awareness in all of the career fields. And this year, we have moved to exploration in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. In the elementary, we found the best pedagogy was read aloud, learning centers, drama, role play, simulations, games, guest speakers, field trips. This was done by much research with our business partners, the community, and just finding out, getting outside of our comfort zone, taking our own field trips and finding out what was necessary. We know our math, science, social studies, language arts, but to step outside of our four walls and learn what it really takes to get our students prepared for the next level is a whole new thing. And what we've learned this year in 6th through 8, as we shift, that we give learners autonomy in their learning, that we differentiate the learning by choice so that it matches what their goals are for their future. We infuse inquiry, and of course we have guest speakers and field trips so we can break down the walls and get outside, as well as our business partners coming inside. In the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, it's a little different. In your elementary, you have a teacher teaching it, every student attends. And in middle school, we've got all teachers, all hands on deck, and this is done during their social emotional learning time. So at the 6th grade center, we call it PRIDE, and at the middle school, we call it APP, which stands for Advisory Pride Program. And this is done twice a week for about 30 to 35 minutes. So in elementary, the students are exposed to all the career fields. In 6th grade, they start with that choice of differentiation. They get to choose 3 career fields that they are interested in doing a deep dive in. So they spend an entire quarter on those 2 days a week for 35 minutes a day, digging into, really doing a deep dive into that career field, and we're going to show you what that looks like. So 6th grade is very different. You know, last year we implemented 1 program, and this year we implemented 3. So it's been a lot of work. I definitely appreciate Miss New. So first quarter, the students sort of review Passport to Tomorrow, get their memories going of what they did in Passport to Tomorrow class. They review the soft skill badges because those are a part of everything that we do. So every lesson includes those soft skills that they need to be transferable between different jobs when they graduate. And then the remaining 3 quarters, the students get to choose. So if they choose to go into engineering or health sciences, they partake in WOW STEM lessons. That stands for Wizards of Wright from Wright Pat Air Force Base. We've partnered with them to bring those lessons. And then if they are interested in business, we've partnered with Junior Achievement right here locally in Middletown. And I don't want to steal their thunder because they'll tell you a little bit about what they're doing. But all of the other career fields participate in challenge-based learning. So they find a challenge in their community or their school. We really encourage their school so that they can find solutions that they can implement immediately and within the time frame that we have. So we will go ahead and introduce Maria Langendorf. She is the president of Junior Achievement. And then our amazing volunteer, one of our volunteers, we do have 3, Mark Dixon. He is the branch manager at Emory Credit Union. And they're going to bring up their students and talk about what they've been working on so far this quarter.
I just want to say a quick note. For those of you familiar with Junior Achievement, back in the day, we've been around now for 85 years. And we've been a part of the Middletown School District from the beginning in 1939. But we used to do what was called the company program, where you would create a product, sell the product. This is company program pop-up. So it's a smaller, more condensed version. But I'm going to let Mark Dixon, who's been the extraordinary mentor to these students in 6th grade, talk about the company that they've created and their product.
Thank you, Maria. First of all, I couldn't do it without these guys, these kids coming here too. Tatiana and Matthew, they're some of my leaders in the class. To their parents, the parents in the classroom, thank you so much. The board members, thank you for thinking outside the box to do these things. Maria, thank you so much. I'm not going to take a lot of time to speak. I'm going to let the kids do it because that's who you guys are here to see, not me. So, you ready? Okay. I'm going to let them talk about what they did. Again, I'm so proud of these kids because we came up with the idea, and fortunately for me, I got to be a passenger on the bus. They're driving it. So, Matthew.
So we did a lot of stuff, but the hardest part was probably trying to get to work together and get to know each other. But the easiest was probably not working together, but just find the logo and what we like. So I'll pass it to her.
Like Matthew said, at first when we found the logo, we had to choose between what kind of logo we had to make, and we all had to vote, and we had to figure out our name, and we came up with what our name was, the Highview Top Tacos, since 2024.
If you look on the slide here, this is one of the things I'm most proud of the kids. We came up with the concept, but they said they wanted to give back to an organization in the community. So as you can see, their main goal for this, not only to learn how to be entrepreneurs, was to give back to a charitable foundation. They overwhelmingly chose Ms. J's kids. They are doing outstanding on learning how businesses work, how to make money. We literally broke it down to how much each ingredient would cost, what the profit margin would be on that. So again, that was the kids. It was amazing. They're learning how money works in business. And like Matthew said, and Tatiana, the most important thing I wanted them to take away from this was to be able to work together and as a team, and they came together, and that's one of the products you see right there. We're really excited that we're going to be able to share their hard work on the 14th of May. So we're super excited about that. And I'll let Mrs. Hayes talk about that part.
Thank you so much. So I do remember every time I came into the classroom to present an idea, I would present it to Mark, and I don't know why I did that, because he would turn around and look at his class and say, "Okay, board, what do you think?" So truly, the students did all the work. They just led it with the Junior Achievement Program. So, do you guys want to share why or how you came up with the taco truck idea?
So we all like tacos, like most of us. We mostly like tacos. So we basically we did choose on tacos. And then we broke it down, like Mark was saying, to how much ingredients would cost, and then put it on a menu, and then made flyers. So.
And when we get the flyers done, we're gonna hang them up with the big poster. We're gonna make those are just like the small ones, but it's gonna be a bigger poster.
Sounds fantastic. Well, you guys did a wonderful job, and we really do thank Junior Achievement for this. And Mark, your volunteer, is so commendable. We cannot do this without you. I know every time I talk to you, you say you do this for the kids, and you do truly. And that's a team effort. We have Mrs. Marnie Cash working with you as well at Highview on that as a joint effort. And she couldn't be here tonight, but we are all working together as a team, and we do appreciate you very much. Thank you. Yes, we also have 2 other classes as well. So they are going to they're stamping out leather keychains. They're going to put inspirational messages on those, and then they will be selling those coming up here soon. So we have three total classes of students, full classes of students that are interested in the business management and marketing field. Thank you so much.
Okay, hold on.
Questions?
Do we have time for questions?
Sure.
Okay.
Depends on how long you want to be here.
There we go. Okay, so really this is for Matthew and Tatiana. So what has been your favorite part of working with our business community and our junior achievement community?
Probably like making the logos and then having them decide and making a vote if they liked it or not. So, yeah.
Okay.
We had to make decorations. We have to get tablecloths, and like how all lunch ladies have, we have to have like the knit caps for the protection of our hair, and we have to put on apes, and we have to like wear gloves, and most of us will be in the back and the front.
There you go. That's right. For all of your safety protocols. So I would like to point out, which I'm sure you can already observe up there, but it's just the partnerships that we have in the schools. You have the business mind, we have the schools, and we have our community groups. So really all parties coming together to work in the schools has really created a program, or really programs going K through 12 that has really been able to enlighten and really bring workforce alive. We didn't mention that the bank opens its doors to our students quite often. So our students are able to go out and visit and really get to experience what it's like to work in the bank. So, I mean, it is really a two-way partnership, and we would thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts for bringing it all alive for our students. Yeah, and for being here tonight. And then I think you want to get a picture, don't you? Yeah, they want to get a picture with you guys.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Some VIPs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Hayes. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were around. Yeah, just, there we go.
I have a question. I want to know, how many kids were in this group that you worked with?
There's about maybe 15 of us
Okay.
in that, or
Okay.
lower,
And where will you have your taco truck?
in the classroom, starting in the classroom.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome to attend.
Thank you. When are you going to do it?
May 14th.
I like tacos, too.
They have a menu.
Okay.
Top of the list.
I just want to make a quick comment. First, I love what you were doing. Financial education has been near and dear to my heart for about 18 years. And that's been something I've been very much involved in myself, and I just love the issue that you've brought here to Middletown. And I know Maria's been doing this for a long time in the community, and it's also great to see Emory as part of this project. And I love all the work that you're doing here on the entrepreneurship side, and particularly with the work that you're doing as nonprofit or charitable work. But one thing that really stood out to me there was that ability to work together. That is incredibly powerful, and I hope that you will take that lesson and really put that into practice. I mean, for board work, we have to remind ourselves of that occasionally and come back to that principle, but that is such an incredibly important principle beyond just the financial part of what you're doing there. So I encourage you guys to think about that, and I'm really impressed with your work. It's great to have you tonight.
Thank you.
Does this go on for the whole school year now? I mean,
Yes,
it
each
started
quarter.
in the fall?
Each quarter, the students will choose a different career field, and if they choose business management and marketing, this is what they'll be doing. They're creating a pop-up shop.
Okay.
So they learn the fundamentals
fun?
of
Is it fun?
business and marketing and financial
Is it more fun than
budgeting.
just sitting
Is it
there
fun,
and
Matthew and Tatiana?
being a sponge?
It was really fun to do.
Yeah, it was really fun. We had to choose and design.
Because you got to choose it. I was going to say, what made it so fun?
Do the business do the
best,
business
like-
people have conversations with you? I mean, like they say something and you say something, like a real conversation.
Yeah.
Good, good. So you're learning some manners and protocols for business meetings.
Business etiquette.
That's good. That's good.
designed their own logo.
I think that's,
They did it.
Do you get to keep your cell phone on you if you're in a business?
We haven't gone to that.
Well, keep having fun and keep learning. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much again. You
guys.
guys did a wonderful job.
Thank you, thank you.
thank you.
Yes, they definitely deserve a round of applause. Thank you. I mean, just to see their smiles on their faces, they just light up. Just being, I think they feel empowered. If I could put some words in their mouth, you can tell, going around the building, that for once the teachers aren't telling them what to do. They are being empowered, which is great. All right, so we got some more great things going on here. I'll let Amanda tell you about that.
Hello. Hi. So other things that we were doing along with the junior achievement is challenge-based learning. And part of that is where students are coming up with a challenge that is in the world right now, and they're trying to find a solution for it. So here are some products that we have. And so the top is for our arts and communication. They were very arts-driven during this third quarter in this group in Mrs. Schiavone's class. And they wanted to make PSA posters about why arts are needed in the schools. So they designed their posters together in groups, worked together, and these are being displayed in Highview right now in color and expressing why arts are important. And then the other side of it is also agricultural and environment. And so one group that we have here tonight, they wanted to find a way to help the sea turtles because of all the plastic in the sea and help the environment. And so they came up with a solution, one kind of solution to get awareness so that companies, corporations could make a difference. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Brewer and her students to come up and talk about what they did for their CBL project.
Hello. Hello. My name is Alana Jones, and these are my classmates, Faith Bunch and Cheyenne Taylor. We are from Highview 6th Grade Center and have been invited to share our Passport to Tomorrow project with you. Highview students were put into groups based on their interest. We are learning about different careers. Our groups was looking at science careers to save the environment. Our big idea was to stop using plastic soda rings from getting into the ocean and hurting ocean life. The plastic rings get into the ocean and trap fish. We want to stop the use of plastic and replace it with cardboard that can be recycled.
Today, we are presenting to you on why we think Coca-Cola should be replaced with cardboard. When we were doing our project and starting to do the research, we realized how much of a cause it is causing the animals. It is killing them over years, and I'm going to give an example of turtles. Like, when we were searching up photos of what it looked like and how much damage it was causing, it like wraps around their shell, cuts deep into their shell, and bleeds nonstop, and it can kill them. And we wanted to make a letter to the CEO of Coca-Cola on why he should change it and how bad it is for our environment. So we made a plan for our big idea. We found facts and drew pictures about this problem. We wrote a letter to James Quincy, the CEO of Coca-Cola, to ask him to start using cardboard all over the world. Thank you for letting us present to you on why we think Coca-Cola should be changed into cardboard instead of plastic to save our ocean environment.
Along with Mrs. Brewer, working with the girls in the entire class for their projects, we also had our wonderful tutor, Susan Bidwell, and our building substitute, Donna Bowen. They were helpful with the projects and helping the kids get their ideas down, because some of the challenging part was thinking of not only the essential question, but getting past that and then they did a wonderful job finding their solution. So what you have in front of you is the letter that the girls wrote that they would like to send to the CEO of Coca-Cola. Oh, I'm sorry, they actually sent it. So, do you have any questions for our students? Yes. Oh, they also made a poster to show you.
I didn't get something. They composed a letter to the CEO of Coca-Cola.
Yes.
And did you hear back from him?
Did you hear back?
I don't know. I don't think so, because Ms. Brewer didn't let us know about that so far, but we have
No response yet.
Oh, not yet. Well, hang out. Yeah. Remember the closing of Mad Men? How it wasn't that having something to do with kind of being sensitive to the environment and changing some things they did? Not that I was ever watched TV unless it's educational. Well, anyway, that's good stuff, you guys. It is.
I enjoy your project. I think it's very important, and people don't think about that, do they? If you ever go to the ocean, you see all those plastic pull tabs and rings and things that are around the bottles, and you think that's going to go out in that ocean. And I didn't know that it made the turtles actually bleed. I didn't know that. They got into their shells. That's something new for me.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
Because, like, when the plastic gets, like, wrapped around them, like, if it's just, like, any kind of plastic, it, like, because when they're, like, swimming and they move, it, like, wraps around them. It cuts, like, deeper into their shell, and it causes more, like, bleeding. And when we were also searching up more images, there was, like, this one picture where it was, like, just, like, a whole section of where there was just plastic bags, plastic rings, and just, like, plastic cans and everything. And there was, like, pictures of when they were, like, catching fish. They were all, like, wrapped up in plastic, and half of them were dead because they were all covered in plastic.
I can tell how enthusiastic
Yes,
you
you
are
sure
about this
can.
because you talk so fast.
With passion also.
Thank you. Yeah, they are.
With passion
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think that's wonderful.
So I'd like to know what's been your favorite part of the project.
My favorite part was, like, finding out, like, what it really did to them and, like, how big of a change, like, someone needed to speak out and, like let people know that, like, what they're doing is, like, terrible and, like, ruining our ocean environment and, like, what big of a cause it is making. And also my favorite part was, like, the interesting facts about it. Like searching up, like, different animals that, like, die over years because of it. And, like, just getting to know about, like, how much, like, plastic is in the ocean.
Very good.
I'm interested in that picture she's holding. Now, where did you create that, or is that a picture that the Coke
The
cans
mini?
with the
With the mini on
with
the
the
top?
mini on the top, or is that an imagination? Oh, I can see it. Is that something you imagine, or is that something that really
Exists.
That is
exists?
just something that we imagined.
Oh, I think
Just
that's
a coincidence.
that's wonderful.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
You better watch out. Yeah.
Okay, how about the other two? How about your other two? Then your favorite part?
My favorite part is where, like she just said, to where like we get to learn new facts about it and new details about it, and I think we should just get rid of it because it's really important to the animals. You know, they can live longer and they can explore, you know, new stuff in the world, and I think we should just get rid of it.
There you go.
I hope you'll keep working until somebody responds to you, because I think that's very important. I really like your topic, especially because of the animals who can't help themselves.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
One more.
My favorite part was working in groups.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Get to work with groups.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right. So that's just sixth grade. How many more nights do you have? Okay, so rolling into seventh. So sixth grade is hopping. They're moving and shaking. They're making decisions. They're doing a wonderful job. And I do want to just point out the wonderful staff at Highview. They've really embraced this. They have gone out and made their own contacts with the community as well, and they're just phenomenal. It's a little scary at first, you know, trying to implement something new, but then turning it over to the students and letting the students drive instruction can be very intimidating. So I'm really proud of especially Mrs. Brewer, Miss Bidwell, and Miss Bowen, and all the staff at Highview. They've done a really, really amazing job. We've been really, really excited to see the things that we didn't expect to come out of this. So moving on to seventh grade. So sixth grade, they're doing a deep dive in 3 out of the 6 career fields. And then when they get to seventh grade, we just keep getting narrower and narrower and narrower, so that by the time they leave high school, they are ready to go. They know where they want to go. They know what life looks like for them. So in seventh grade, we're hoping that they've sort of found that one field that is really special to them, that meets their interests and their strengths. And so they're going to do a deep dive into the clusters underneath those fields. So if it were business management and marketing, I know Mark's group had there were different pieces. You had a board, you had the marketing team, you had the decorating hospitality team. So within that, which one is sort of their strength, and where are they more interested? And then eighth grade, we're looking at, hopefully after they've honed in maybe on a cluster within a field, that they're looking at the 4 E's. How would I do this cluster as a job if I were to gain employment? Do I need to enroll in higher education, or what types of higher education can I attend? Could I do this in the military? Could I enlist? Or could I start my own business? So just keep getting narrower as we go. And so what this looks like at the middle school is we have to remember that since we just started last year with the elementary, this was brand new to our 7th and 8th graders. So we had to back up a little bit and sort of catch them up. And the very first thing we did was an engagement fair, and this was at Device Distribution Day this year. We had our business partners set up interactive booths so that the families could go through the gym, interact with the business partners, kind of get to see a little bit of each field. We had at least one business represented from each of the fields. And then that way, when we hoped that when they went into the school year, they were able to draw back on the memory of their experiences from this engagement fair. And so 7th and 8th grade, their year at a glance. First quarter, again, reviewing what Passport to Tomorrow is, or in the case of this year, we had to teach them. Continuing the skills, specific lessons on the skills, because I mentioned earlier, those are infused in everything we do. So we teach them explicitly first, and then sort of refer back to those and bring those about within the career exploration. So second quarter, we're bringing on junior achievement again. We have, for 7th grade, we use the program It's My Future. This is thinking about getting the students thinking about what they're good at, what their strengths are, what they're starting to sort of paint a picture of what their future might look like. They're looking toward their future. And then in 8th grade, the students are doing It's My Job, soft skills, and that is once you have the job, or interview skills, and then once you have the job, how do you maintain that job? What skills are necessary to keep that job? In 3rd quarter, we continue, we begin in 7th grade. The students have a choice board. It's digital, and they get to choose what they would like to do. It's sort of an independent study. So they click, it's interactive. Amanda actually took what we had and created a website for this. So the students go to that, and then the 8th graders have the 4 E's choice board, and I'll show you an example in just a minute. But what we realized in that is that was a lot of online and independent, and so we are creating some Career Quest kits that will bring back that interactivity. So we're creating 1 kit for every career cluster, and we'll be rotating those among all the students so that they still get that hands-on while they're also doing their personal search. And then in 4th quarter, we continue that, and we hope to have our pack night where we showcase some artifacts and continue those Career Quest rotations. I'll let Miss New talk about this because we created it as a team, but she made the choice board, so I'll let her just sort of share.
So middle school has a fantastic P2T team of teachers and administration and counselors who did a lot of the research for this because it was autonomy and the kids got to choose which cluster they were most interested in and dive into it with that full independence that Ms. Hayes talked about. So right here is the idea of it was they got to choose what they want, but we wanted direction for it. So what you see in the blue background is them exploring all the different videos or scenarios. So this is for law and corrections and security. So there's a game about they get to play the lawyer and on a Supreme Court decision, a famous Supreme Court decision, and they get to defend it or argue against it. And they get to kind of simulate being a lawyer. And then they can dive into the different aspects of different careers. If maybe they don't want to be a lawyer, there's other careers that they can explore and engage in. And then they want to create a product. They want to have something to just show for all their exploration. And so that's what's in the red table over there. And they have different avenues to do that. They can write to a politician, kind of what our girls from Highview did, and for the CEO, or they can interview somebody in this field and talk about their experiences and their journey. So it's getting that independent interaction. But like Ms. Hayes says, we want a little bit more hands-on, so that's coming also for next year. So this is the 7th grade board. And then the 8th grade board looks very similar, but it focuses on those 4 E's. So for example, this is enlistment. So they look at all the different types of branches of military and what are the possibilities. And they could do a practice fitness test or a practice test even for like the job avenues in the military. And they get to explore what they could do and serve the country. We also had Veterans Day. I worked with the counselors at the middle school to put this on, and all the students were able to hear from and ask questions to current military and veterans. And we had a great response with that. The students did very well with it and very engaged, as you can see. And then some other experiences we have was getting out there. That was very much, even for Highview, is getting out there, seeing it to be it. And so they have gone to different business partners, including Emory, and also we have Ohio Living here at the city building. They took a tour of the city building right here in Middletown. There's so many different avenues and jobs right here in the city building that they could take. And also just being able to, speakers to come in and say, hey, this is what this job is like. So getting that experience is getting them out there or bringing them to hear about all the different possibilities and opportunities they have.
So, and one thing I just want to make sure that I mention is that those choice boards, the students choose which cluster to, and which choice board they get to explore, just like in Highview. And Amanda's selling herself short here. She has worked really, really hard this year. Every time we thought, okay, we're good, we got it, it was something else came up, and she not only orchestrated, she orchestrated a field trip for every student in 6th or 8th grade, which is a humongous task. And the most recent for the 7th grade, we wanted to provide a quiet testing environment for our 8th graders when they took their science OST. And so she had the idea of getting all the 7th graders out of the building. So that's what, 450-ish students. She was able to get all of them out and get an experience and provide a nice environment for our 8th graders. So she has done an amazing amount of work, and it could not have been done without her, for sure. I just wanted to point out that we had around 35 business partners when we started, and we've doubled. We're around 70 now. Just doing this work and meeting with people and networking, like with Mark and Maria, and our teachers who have reached out to business partners as well. It's just growing, and we're getting there. And I just wanted to point that out because it's exciting. Every time I'm sending them to Debbie. Debbie, here's a new partner. Let's go. We got this. So hopefully that next number is 100. And then just lastly, wanted to remind you that we are working on monitoring those skills through our Aubrey SSIS surveys for kindergarten through 8th grade so far. Students take the survey, the parents take the survey, and the staff member takes the survey. And then we have data for our MTSS dashboard that can show the whole student as well. What questions do you have for us? Yes.
Did you say that at Highview you spend 35 minutes a day on this? What about at the middle school? How much time? Same?
It's the same.
Same? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
On the surveys, have you had good response from the parents?
We're working towards that. We know that some of our families don't have access to technology at home, so that's a little bit of a barrier, but we're working through that, making sure we get that communicated and get that out there. Our plan for this fall is to get them connected at our device distribution day if possible. So I think we usually have a great turnout for that, so we hope to work through that.
I'd like to compliment you. That's a lot of work. And keeping ahead of it is something else, because you've got a lot of little human beings there to engage. And I think that's fascinating, to have so many choices. I'm amazed, and I think what a wonderful opportunity for the kids.
Yeah, I hope
Thank
the
you.
adults in it had as much fun as the kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can see it. You can see their excitement. They're loving it. They're getting into it. When they're taking the load off of us by making those calls to business partners, it's great. It's amazing.
Good.
And hopefully you can hear as we're 3 years into our strategic vision. If you think about it, when we first started all of this work, right? So we really started the rollout. We started the work 3 years ago. Then we started rollout of K-5, and now we're in 6-8. And you can hear, you saw the surveys, you hear skills, you're seeing business partner growth. You're seeing how it's all starting to come together. And then you know that we're working on the Middletown High School redesign. So it's all, we're really midpoint. So, and we are right on schedule. And with anything that's new, it takes time to get up and moving, but really, we're on a roll, and it's really starting to take off. And you can see that with the business partners. When you have something really good that's starting to work, more people want to be a part of it. And I think that's where we're starting to see our business partners say, hey, we'd like to be a part of that also. So hats off to you guys, a big shout out. But yeah, we're midway through. It's hard to believe, and it's all starting to come together.
Thank you all for your support. You've been wonderful and amazing, and we do appreciate that. We would love to invite you to take a picture with our students and families, if you wouldn't mind, before we go.
And I'd like to say also to all of our Highview students, put your hands up. On your resume, put school board presentation. Yeah. I'm not kidding you, because many, many, many people cannot say that, and that'll set you apart from everybody else. Yeah. Yeah, now come on up for a picture.
We're going to take a picture.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, why don't you come right in front.
Gotta get everything moving.
That's all right. Do you want the walker here, Kathy?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. But she can't be in the picture though.
Well, we can
Get
come
Cece.
around.
Okay.
You want us to come around
We'll just
here?
walk around. We'll just walk around. Then Cece doesn't need to come.
You have to leave a hole for her. Hole for her.
Well, can I walk around?
For Miss Mulligan, you guys want to slide to the right a little
We can walk around.
We walk
We
around.
got this. Okay.
I need to stretch anyway.
We can do it. Here, Kat.
I know, we've spoken long enough.
No, I just,
Bring it along.
I just,
You know she wants to be in that picture.
oh, I'm not letting her.
Come on.
The way she treated me today, no way.
Mark,
Yeah,
you
well-
gotta get your hurry up.
Kids front and center. Where did the bees? 3 bees, the 3 busy bees by the sound of it.
Kathy, go. Right here. Who's the shortest person? Jean, come here. Right front. Come right up front. Squeeze your right in.
grown up on the ends, I'll just point that out to you, but I like
No, I'm right here, behind Mrs. House. She's probably gonna.
Come on, Matthew, take care of Miss Mullen.
Yeah, hold on to her.
Let her squeeze on in.
Because she left her water.
There you go.
You're so little, you fit in it.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Look at me first, and then your parents can snack away. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Say nitties on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nitties. Perfect. All right. Got it? One more. All right. Yay. Good job. How old are you guys? How old are you? How old?
About 12.
11, 12 years old. These are not even teenagers.
It's a spade.
Not even teenagers.
I knew I recognized you. How you doing? Take care of those kids. Appreciate it. Try to get more out of it. Nice job.
Oh, no, thank you for coming. Yeah.
Oh.
Go this way. Go this way. There you go.
Oh, I do too. We'll be sure to like that.
She wants to get real close.
She probably hugs the guardrail when she's living on the corner.
This is you.
Making me a nervous wreck,
I'm back here, John.
This is you. You want to sit in that chair? You can sit anywhere you want.
Spin you around here. There we go.
That's all. That was good stuff.
I don't think we have to say anything.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Well, that was a very enlightening and fun presentation.
It's always good
I-
to have students.
It's always good to have students, and I think that program is filling a need that is very necessary right now for kids, no matter what they intend to do in their lives. To have a little bit more direction when they graduate is necessary.
I'm sitting here thinking some of these kids, when they're actually in algebra, don't know why they need to.
That's right.
learn algebra. by
That's
the
right.
time
Oh,
they
let me tell them, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, where are we now? The consent agenda.
Consent agenda.
The consent agenda. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Anything? Mr. Bertram, you'd like to speak about some donations?
Yes, it is that time of year where we have some nice donations coming in for Midi Olympics. We have $1,000 from the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, 528, and every year they're a great contributor to the Olympics. We also have $1,000 worth of donated goods, a Indo board trio pack, and some copy paper, and that comes in from a Jeffrey Baker. So thank you, Jeffrey Baker, for that contribution. And then we also have $500 from Air Products and Chemicals right here out of Middletown, and that too is for Midi Olympics. Very happy, and I'll be sending a letter to these donors and telling them thank you very much.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're ready. Any questions on any of the other items in consent? If not, I think we're ready to
Mr.
take
Moore,
them.
Yes.
Mrs. Mulligan,
Yes.
Mrs. Schreiber,
Yes.
and Mrs. Snow.
Yes.
Okay. And that takes us to the Human Resources, Agenda B. Okay. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
And a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on this one?
Nope.
All right, Mrs. Mulligan,
Yes.
Mrs. Schreiber,
Yes.
Mrs. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Okay. And the next item is the academic calendar for 2025-26. Okay. And we are ready to vote on that if we have a motion.
It's a
And
read-only.
Yeah, it's a
read-only.
read-only. Okay, all right.
Can
Any
I-
questions? Yeah.
I was going to say, can I share a little bit about that calendar?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is the first time the board's seen this calendar. So I just want to reiterate, we followed the same protocol we've followed in the past, where we have our calendar committee that comes together. Ms. Snow, the calendar committee is made up of representation from both unions, our high school, our elementary, all voices are at the table. The calendar committee is led by Mr. Edwards from HR, and then also there's a public hearing that's held where the public's able to come in and view the calendar and ask questions. So I just want to assure you that all the same procedures we've used in the past have been used on this one. So something a little bit different about this calendar. The calendar committee decided they were going to send out 3 possible calendars to the staff members this time with 3 different options. One of the things that our staff members have longed to get back to is a week off at Thanksgiving. So when I started with Middletown City Schools about 15 years ago, we did have a week off at Thanksgiving. And then just over the years, that's something that just slowly eroded away. Well, the calendar committee decided they'd send that out. That would be one of the options. And the other 2 options are very similar to the calendars that we currently have. Same amount of professional development days, same amount of student days, same amount of teacher days. And when the vote came back, it was overwhelming that the staff voted for that week off at Thanksgiving. So now, with a week off at Thanksgiving, we still have to do the same amount of days, right? So the days are just spread out a little bit longer throughout the school year. So now that means in 25-26, we will come back after Memorial Day. But there will be a week off at Thanksgiving time. So that's what staff voted on, so that's what we're going to propose to the board, and we're going to try it out. We're going to see how that goes. We're going to watch attendance, student attendance, staff attendance, and see how that goes after Memorial Day. But like I said, this is something that staff they've wanted to get back to with that week off at Thanksgiving time. So here we are, and that's what we have for 25-26. So
Are
this is
the
a
2 semesters even?
They are. We have a few more days in the second semester, but if you think about second semester, that's really heavy with testing,
Yeah.
right? So we have quite a few weeks of testing second semester. So if you look at instructional hours, it pretty much evens out. Yeah.
And I believe this calendar got voted most colorful in my
Oh,
years
yeah,
here.
yeah. Needs pink.
But like I said, we still have the same they're the same days, but they're just spread out. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're down to committee reports. I don't know if any committees have met.
Did DLT, did we meet?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
I'm sorry, that's
Our
success by
policy.
6. I was
Nope,
confusing
no
it.
policy committee.
Policy's going to be heavy in the summer.
Yes, it is.
Yes, so, yeah. Nobody? All right, so we're off on that. And then I guess our Board of Education reports or any activities you would like to comment on or that you participated in or you're looking forward to. Anybody have anything?
I think I was wrong about 9 years, because Todd was on before I was.
Yes. You just gave yourself a lot.
I'm going to have to get out
You
my
gave
calendar.
yourself a lot of seniority, but I thought that's okay.
Okay, I am very senior, yeah. Okay, well, Todd, I didn't mean to.
Maybe I need to go back and look
infringe
at
on
it
your-
myself. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Yeah.
So anybody have any activities to report on?
The only thing I kind of wanted to note was I did notice it today and had also got an email. And for anybody who may not have noticed it on Facebook, is Big B Coffee here in Middletown is doing a thing tomorrow for every cup of coffee that is bought there. They are donating 50 cents for Midi Olympics.
Oh, that's great.
And so I highly encourage everybody to get out there and go out, check out Big B. You know, it's locally owned, so you're helping, you know, local family. That money's not corporate money; it's staying within Middletown. And I've really seen them do a lot for the schools in the short amount of time that they've just been here. I know I met Scott. I believe was his name, at the chef
Yeah.
thing. I'm terrible with names of stuff. So forgive me.
I was going to say, you hit that one right on the spot.
Yeah. And so yeah, you know, I know that he really believes in Middletown. He believes in Middletown City Schools, and I think it's a big deal that, you know, they're already stepping up to do stuff for us. So
Thank you. So we all got to head to Big B's.
Mhm, tomorrow.
yeah.
Go to Big B's. Okay.
For us non-coffee drinkers, do they have hot
Oh,
chocolate?
They have.
They have all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. They have like juice drinks. I've seen like little energy sparkling things. Like they came out with some really, really cool drinks for the solar eclipse, but they sold out of them before I could get there. But yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Any other activities?
I would just like to extend on what Ms. Snow was sharing. Scott also works with Common Grounds at the high school very closely with helping with the coffee shop at our high school. So, yeah, and that's for Midi Olympics on May 8th. So, and everyone's invited to Midi Olympics, so jot that down, May 8th in the morning. Everyone's invited.
Yeah, I'd just like to add for the 7th grade field trips.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was in the building when those took place. We had kids constantly for 2 hours coming up and touring, well, every floor of the city building, 4th floor, and had an enjoyable time. I met with 8 different groups, took them through. Many of them sat in
My
Ms.
chair.
Hauser's chair. They were pretty excited. So we do have some future superintendents coming up through the program. But it was an exciting day for those kids, and it was exciting for us to be able to share with them.
That's good. All right.
Yep.
Again, I can't give you an athletic report. I have to count on Dr. Urso to do that. I'm not up on my athletics. But he's there tonight, so I'm sure he'll be talking about that when he comes back.
And I haven't gotten a baseball score update.
Well, then we can't give the people any good information. Yeah. So I guess that's
it.
that finishes our meeting for tonight. And Mr. Bertram?
Need a motion in a second?
Yeah, we do need a motion in a second. Is there a motion to
So
close the
moved to
meeting?
adjourn.
Okay, second?
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.